Today we're going to be talking about some habits that really helped me get my life together in my 20s. So, I'm sorry, in my teenage. I'm not that old. I'm 22. I'm going to rip the band-aid off and I'm going to be talking about a very serious topic that's plaguing the entire male species of our generation. The first habit that allowed me to get my life together in my teens was getting rid of pornography and masturbating. This addiction is a silent killer, and it's one that's plaguing men across the globe. And I'm speaking very directly to my men audience because I ran a poll on my Instagram asking, specifically asking the brothers. I was like, what is the one thing that you struggle with in your day-to-day life? And almost 80% of your responses were porn addiction. I was first introduced to pornography at the age of 10 years old by a friend of mine on his little BlackBerry phone. And unfortunately, this is the reality of a lot of people in my generation. A lot of us were introduced to it when the internet first came out and we didn't know what the heck it was at such a young age. And unfortunately, it's still happening today. In today's day and age, I hear so many stories of kids getting exposed to it by these easily accessible websites. It's so easy for kids to access it at their fingertips. There are so many experts online that are talking about the neurological effects that pornography has from a young age, how it destroys your relationships, and over time you get desensitized. This addiction literally rewires your brain on how you get turned on.
There are good data to support the idea that if your brain learns to be aroused by watching other people have sex, it is not necessarily going to carry over to the ability to get aroused when you're one-on-one with somebody else, right? Especially young kids who are consuming a lot of pornography, the brain is learning sexual arousal to other people having sex.
So you're going to program yourself into being a voyeur?
You, watching on the other side of the screen, I want you to imagine yourself marrying the woman of your dreams. She's this beautiful feminine woman that deeply cares about you, and when the time comes for you guys to share life's most intimate parts, you can't even get it up because of how screwed your mindset is and how distorted your image is of what realistic standards are. Your idea of how it's supposed to go is so tainted because God knows what you're into after years of watching pornography. Because this is how pornography works. You watch something, right, and you get a big dopamine hit. Now you have to watch something that's even more intense, that's even more intriguing, because you're no longer satisfied with what you've previously been used to. Get rid of that crap, man. Just stop watching it. The way that I got rid of it is I did not sleep with my phone in my room. This topic obviously requires a whole separate video for itself, so I'm going to be moving on to the next one. But if you guys are addicted to that, just leave it, man. It's haram. It's astaghfirullah. Just let go of it, man. Think about your wife. All right, the next habit is always having goals, or more accurately put, always having goals followed by a plan. Goals that don't have a plan are just dreams, and you don't want to just be daydreaming your entire life. You want to make sure that you're setting goals and you're hitting them. The way that I've done this is you should write your goals and your plans down on paper. Writing things down on paper is super underrated, whether it's in your journal or you write it down on just a random notebook that's titled goals. Write down your goals that you have for this year and for the years that are upcoming, right? Because we all have thoughts, we all have our iPhones that we can type our goals down, but it's completely different when you write things down. I remember when I was studying in my Quran school, my teacher forced us to write all the tajweed rules in our composition notebooks. We had two categories. There was one reading and one memorizing. The reading category was where we had to learn our makhraj, which is our pronunciation, and our tajweed, and we had to read the Quran 30-40 times before we were able to transition to our memorizing portion of the school. But there was 4 classes, and out of those 4 classes, our class always ranked at number 1 because our teacher made us write down all the tajweed rules. Every single one, we wrote it down, from a fatha to a kasra to a dhamma to a madda asli to all the different types of muds and ghunnas and all the alphabets. We literally wrote it from scratch. And you guys have seen my recitation videos and you know how my recitation is, alhamdulillah. So I'm so grateful that I have gotten to a habit from a young age of writing things down. Ask yourself in all sections of your life, whether it's health or finances, relationships, or your deen, where am I at right now and where do I want to be in 6 months? And then where do I want to be in 1 year? Where do I want to be in 3 or 5 years, right? Maybe I want to have this much money. Maybe I want to have this type of degree. Maybe I want to have these types of relationships. Maybe I want to move to this country. Whatever it is, sit down and journal about it. I spoke about journaling in my last video, and I've been journaling since I was 14. If you guys want to check out that video, I'm going to put it somewhere over here. I think it's, wait, let me think. I think it's over here. Now with journaling, this leads me to my next point, which is just as important, and that is visualization with action. This is probably the most fun one on the list because visualizing is like productive daydreaming, right? It's like productive imagination. I think Einstein has this quote where it's like, creative people need to look out the window and do absolutely nothing, because that's where our ideas come from, and that's where we're able to really like zone in and visualize the type of lifestyle that we want. If you look at athletes in the past or any successful high achiever person from the past, they all had some form of deep visualization and meditation almost, right? All of them visualized from a young age the type of athlete that they want to be, the type of CEO that they want to be, the type of parent that they want to be. So, hey, I mean, this could literally be an action step. I want you to visualize the type of person that you are. This is a whole separate module in my personal life mastery course that I have. It's going to be linked down below. But I literally run you guys through an exercise, but I'll give it here for you guys for free. Sit down, write down in your journal the type of person that you want to be, how you want to look. Get extremely detailed with the type of life that you want to live, and then ask yourself, how can I get there? Because no one that is successful today accidentally woke up a millionaire, or accidentally woke up and they had their life together, or accidentally woke up together and was like, oh man, like I have this amazing body, I have like my bank account is full, you know, like no one woke up without putting in the effort of hard work. So visualization paired with dua and action can literally change your life. All the goals that I had in my 14-year-old journal, every single one was ticked off except for getting into the NFL. That was the only dream that I wasn't able to accomplish, but alhamdulillah, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had different plans. So don't take that lightly and visualize, make dua for it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of the rest. The next one is pretty self-explanatory. You guys have heard it from me. You've heard it from my friend Abdu, Egypt Turk, from Muaz, from everyone online. That is going to the gym. That is putting yourself through discomfort every single day. Just go sign up to your local gym, or get a yoga mat and like a couple dumbbells and start in your garage, or start literally in the corner of your room. There's no reason why you shouldn't be working out your body. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us our body as a vessel. It's an amana, it's a trust on ourselves to take care of this. So it's our job to strengthen it and to beautify it and to take care of it. Which also leads me to my next point, which is taking care of your appearance. Now, I'm not saying you have to be this drop dead gorgeous runway model and you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. What I'm saying is find a hairstyle that suits you, that suits your face shape, that's easy to style in the morning so you don't have to spend hours like just styling it. You don't want to be one of those guys, trust me. And finding your clothing aesthetic. Go on Pinterest, type in street style aesthetic or like sophisticated, smart, classy aesthetic, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, and you'll find people on there that look similar to you, that have the same like genetic built up. Or you can follow some creators online that you love their aesthetic. If you have someone that you admire their sense of style, then just follow them and literally copy their outfits until you understand the way it works. And thobes, of course, you know, like you can never go wrong with like a nice thobe. I'll link some links down just below for clothing in specific, because I know it can be a little bit of a struggle to find nice clothing. So if you guys are interested in, you know, leveling up your style, then just check the description box down below and I got you. Now, you've probably heard someone say this before, where your face is your brand. And that doesn't just mean on camera, it means everywhere. The events you go to, the relationships you're in, how people literally see you. Your face is your brand. I'll just give you the basics right now and you guys can do your own research on it. For your daily like routine, all you need is a nice cleanser, a retinol, and a moisturizer. These are the three main things that any dermatologist can stand by. This is like the staples that you should have. Obviously, do your own research and figure out what works for you, but taking care of your skin is a huge plus when it comes to taking care of your appearance. That's the first thing people look at. Now, my last point, which is my most important one, and that is staying connected to the masjid, staying connected with the people that go to the masjid. I'm gonna go off script with this one because it's the most important one. Whether you're a teenager or you're in your 20s, or maybe you're a 50-year-old ammu or uncle listening to this, we all know how important it is to stay involved with our community. And one of the best ways to do that is to frequently be in the masjid. There's a hadith that says, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the Day of Judgment, there are going to be people that are going to be under the shade of the Arsh, the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of them is people whose hearts were attached to the masjid. Whenever I find myself feeling lost, feeling confused, and like highly anxious about life, because life is so chaotic and has so many, like there's so many moving pieces across the board, wallahi, when you enter the masjid and you go inside of there, there's this type of peace that the people have over there and that the masjid itself holds that you can't find anywhere else in this world. Alhamdulillah, I had a father growing up that was attached to the masjid, and he would force me to go to the masjid with him. And I would come back from school and I'd want to ride my bike and I'd want to play with my friends, like ripsticks and skateboards and all these things. And I would get so angry at the fact that my dad would pull me in to go to the masjid. But now, looking back at it, is one of the things about my childhood that I'm most grateful for. So not only does it make you and your parents happy, but it makes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy. And that is the most important, because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with you, then everything else in your life just becomes happier. You know what I mean? You'll never feel sad or depressed in your life ever again. And most of us need good friends. Most of us need brothers and sisters that have the same Islamic values that we have. There's no better place in the world to find them other than the masjid. Ramadan is just such a great example to show what it feels like when our hearts are close to Allah and when our hearts are connected to the masjid. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us all to be frequent goers to the masjid. It's something that we all struggle with, something that we can all do better with, but with time and effort and consistency, it'll become a habit, and that habit will help you get through your teens, inshallah. So I'm going to end off the video there. I wish you all the best. Comment down below some other habits that helped you guys in your teens, if you're in your 20s, that can help out a brother or a sister down below. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.